Welcome into the Nashville Game Changers podcast. I'm your host, Jill Jelnick. College football season is on its final stretch, and easily one of the most exciting teams of all of college football this season was the team in our own backyard here in Nashville, the Vanderbilt Commodores, and they'll be playing in the ReliaQuest Bowl coming up on New Year's Eve. Joining us on the podcast this week, the team captain of the Commodores and also the starting linebacker and Nashville native Langston Patterson. Langston, thanks so much for joining the show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me on here.
I know this is, even though you just graduated, finished school, this is still a busy time for you. Of course, we have the holidays, but you're busy preparing for the bowl, and I appreciate you taking the time. You just got fresh off of practice, came over from the bubble, so thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Of course.
It's been a really exciting football season for you, but also exciting just December for you. You just graduated with your bachelor's degree. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Obviously, the bowl game coming up on New Year's Eve, the historic Vanderbilt season. Has it been just like a whirlwind of a December for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy. My attention's been everywhere with graduating school, the fifth year lawsuit, the bowl practice, prepping for Iowa, just family, Christmas, just trying to get people gifts and stuff like that, whether it's my fiance or other people in the family. But, just December that's been pulling me all different directions, but it's been awesome.
You're also engaged as well. Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have enough time to do everything? Do you sleep at all?
Everyone makes fun of me because I like to wake up really early, but I also like to stay up pretty late. So
is the answer no, not a lot of sleep?
Not a ton.
Okay, like an average, do you get maybe 5 to 6?
I try to make sure to be in bed to get 8, but I'm not falling asleep right when my head hits the pillow,
right,
so I don't
right.
ever really get 8, but I try to be in bed. If I can get up at 6, I try to at least be in bed at 10. But.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty good, especially for a college student, too.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned the fifth-year lawsuit. We'll get to that in a second, but first I just want to go back and talk about this historic season for you and your team. First time the Vanderbilt Commodores have had a 10-win season. You obviously made a bowl game, made it last year as well. The continued success under Clark Lea has been so obvious, especially the last 2 years, and it's been so special to watch this team, and also in the playoff conversation as well. You can't forget about that. What was it about this team that made this Commodores group so special?
Yeah, just the brotherhood that we have on there. Everybody truly loves everybody, and everyone feels a part and does their best to do their role on the team, and whether that's Diego, the starting quarterback, runner-up in the Heisman, or, Mustafa Dinette. I don't know if y'all know, anyone really knows him as much, but he just gives so much energy to the program and, doesn't play. He's helpful on scout team and some of those things, but, just the energy he provides, or, everyone has their specific role on the team, and everyone takes so much pride in what they can do to push the team forward, and that's just something that's super special. The brotherhood that we have is unlike any other team I've ever been a part of. Just how, we love to hang out with each other, whether that's in the facility, outside the facility. We're all hanging out as a team all the time. And a lot of teams, it's after the game on Saturday, you break off into your small groups, you celebrate as a small group. Every Saturday, we're still together as a team doing whatever, whether it's going to Diego's house, whether it's, in the locker room after the game, or, in the parking lot, just celebrating as a team. We do it together, and we've always taken those steps together, and we just have trust in a brotherhood that, not many other people do. And, we just try to honestly give all the glory to God at the end of the day. That's a big foundation of our team, too, and our team is very centered in Christ, and just always striving to be better people and to just have a positive impact on all those around. You don't see it often, but how much we care and are intentional with the lunch workers and the other staff. We're so thankful for everybody that helps get us where we need to go. Just getting our steak and rice or eggs in the morning. That seems so little, and everyone does it, but you truly have to have an appreciation for that kind of stuff, and just being a light for others, and just we talk all the time as a team about positive impact. Like, just have positive impact on everyone you encounter in the day, and just make their day better just knowing that they interacted with you. And that's something that we've been able to do all season, and that's stuff that like is off the field and you wouldn't think it'd have a positive impact on the field. But then you go to Saturday and it's like, you have a pick or Diego throws a pick, and usually people are like, come on, man, like, what are you doing? And for us, it's like, we know he's going to go back out there and throw a touchdown the next play. It's like, hey, Diego, we got you, man. And it's just like that same positive impact and positive energy all the time. And we're consistent. We never change, and we stay that way. And it's been awesome to be a part of.
You hear the coaches mention it so many times, the little things, right? The little details, attention to detail. And that is outside the football field as well, like you mentioned. And I have to imagine, though, with how far this team's come in a short time, you probably didn't see that positive impact transition to the field right away. You were a freshman. Your freshman year only won 5 games.
5 games.
5 games. The year before you came in, Coach Lee's first year only won 2. How did you stay the course and stay positive when those efforts weren't transitioning to the football field right away?
Yeah, that's the hard part. You mentioned my freshman year, 5-7, which was 3 wins better from the year before, which was Coach Lee's first year, coming off the 2-10. I was recruited on the 0-9 season, so it's just about belief. Like, I came to Vanderbilt with that belief that Vanderbilt is going to be a powerhouse one day, and it's my job to change that. Whether it's just the culture in the locker room, on the field, playing linebacker, captain, leading these young guys and showing them what a Vanderbilt culture is and how we do things. But it's hard, 5-7, it wasn't pretty, but you had like little glimpses of hope in there, like the Kentucky game, the Florida game. Like, you felt like that we can get there. And the next year, we lost to UNLV in a tight one in Vegas, and we were full of just selfish behavior, and it didn't show till we lost. Like a game we should have won. It's like, why am I not getting the ball? Why am I not playing enough? I can help the team. And it wasn't even bad intention as it was like just the selfish side of people came out, and it created this snowball effect that just rubbed off onto the whole team of like, hey, go get yours. And it just crumbled us, and everyone was just playing selfish, and it was like throw a pick and it was like cussing you out on the sideline, like defense versus offense, like linebackers it was very like separated as a team, as separated as I've ever felt. Like, just nobody, like that positive impact. There was no positive energy. It was all negative, trying to get us to bounce back, and we never did. And we went 2-10. And right after the season, everyone hit the portal. It was like, this isn't working. Like, got to fade. And that's how you know you have a bad culture, is like everyone just, when things go bad, everyone just isolates and leaves. And, and I had some opportunities coming out of my sophomore season, but I've always been a guy that's worked super hard. And when I set my mind on something, I'm going for it, and people in my corner were like, hey, just go to wherever, it's going to be easier. They win. And I was just like, I came to Vanderbilt to change this. Like, when things get hard, that's not when you leave. That's when you double down on your process. Like, that's when you double down on what you believe in. And I stayed, and because I believed in what we could do. Like, I knew we were going to do it. But it's going to take people like me. It's going to take people like Nick Rinaldi and Bradley Mann, like core people, Cole Spence, core people for the Vanderbilt program to buy into it. And we did. And then we bring in those pieces that were missing, like Diego and Coach Beck, who brought that winning mentality with them. I remember the first day Diego stepped on campus. We thought he was a manager, like an equipment manager.
You did not think Diego Pavia was a player.
We didn't think he was a player. No, we didn't know who it was. We knew he was coming in, but we didn't know what he looked like or anything. Comes in with these frosted tips, and he's snapping balls. So I'm like this new EQ guy, whatever. And he looks at me, because I did well my sophomore year, and he's like, hey, besides me, who's the best player on this team? I was like, what do you mean besides you? Are you not a manager? And we laugh about that to the day. But, I mean, everyone's always underestimated him, but he has that winning mentality of, like, besides me, who's the best player? Like, he knows he's the best player. Like, anything you do, he automatically thinks he's the best. And it's not out of arrogance. It's out of confidence. And that's something we needed. Like, Vanderbilt, just the whole program has had this, like, losing mentality. Our 2-10 season, we weren't a bad team. We didn't know how to win games. When we got up, we were surprised. We were like, oh, my gosh, we're up. Like, let's hold on to this. And Diego comes in the next year, and it's like, we're like, I remember it was like the Virginia Tech game. We were up 17-0 at halftime, and it was like it was like a party in the locker room. It wasn't like hesitation of like, oh gosh, we're up, let's not lose. It was like turn the music on, blast. And I remember this year Virginia Tech, we were down 20-10 at halftime, kind of opposite from the year before. And I was getting ready to go in the locker room, like gather up the defense, start like yelling, like we got to get our crap together. Like, what are we doing out there? And then we just start blasting music. Everyone's singing, like, can't wait to take the field again. And I'm like, you know what? That's who we are. Like, we know in the second half we're going to go out and win this game. Like, we just can't wait to go play more football because we're the better team and we have a chance to go show it. And we just brought that winning mentality with us, and that's the biggest thing that's changed. And you look around and it's like player for player, coach for coach, we're better, but it's not crazy. It's that mentality of like, we will stop at nothing until we win. And, you give us another drive in the Texas game, we win that game. And, we had a couple crucial things in the Bama game that didn't go our way, but, like, we're in it. If you watch the game, like, you thought we were going to win, and you were just waiting for us to do it, and we didn't end up doing it. But, just had a, got one step better last year. This year got a better step from 2024. And then next year, I'm expecting us to get one step better again and make the playoffs. We came up short, but just super excited for the opportunity we have.
Yeah, the belief was always there for you, but looking back, could your freshman self believe that 3 years later, your senior year, you'd be able to win 10 games at Vanderbilt? Is that hard to believe?
I mean, that's why I came here. I believe it could happen because, Vanderbilt, it should be the best school in the country. You have Nashville. You have a city that backs you. Like, just look at the Preds when they're winning. Like, there's people here. There's money here. It's the best education you can get in the SEC and top 10 in the country. Like, we have everything we need here. We have the best coaches in the country. Like, we have everything we need. It was like, why not? Why not us? Just because we have a gold V on our helmet doesn't mean you can't do it. So, it's just, and, I think as a freshman, I would have just been like, oh, we really did do it. I believed we could do it, but it still wasn't going to be easy to do it. So, just seeing it come to fruition has been awesome. And everything I've worked for coming true has been a blessing.
You're listening to the Nashville Game Changers podcast with Vanderbilt team captain Langston Patterson. We'll be right back after this. Langston, you mentioned the playoffs. Obviously, that was a goal from day one for this team. That wasn't a surprise, but to many, I'm going to go ahead and say, to the college football world, this team, you and the Commodores getting so close to that playoff was a bit of a surprise in 2025. Now looking back and going back to that Sunday when the rankings were revealed, how difficult was that to see how close this team came and unfortunately was on the outside of the bubble looking in? Yeah,
it was hard definitely for the team, and just we expected to be in. It was tough just all season. It was like no matter who we beat, we go down and beat a top 10 South Carolina at South Carolina. It's like, oh, they lost, they're not good. You beat top 10 LSU at your place. Oh, LSU's not good. It was just tough like the whole season. Oh, top 15 Missouri, go and beat them. Oh, Missouri's not good, unranked. Go beat Tennessee at Neyland. Like, oh, they're not good. Like, it was just like kind of everything we did. It felt like we were looked down upon still as like, oh, it's just because the teams they are playing aren't good. Like, you overlook the dominant performances we put on. Like, going into Neyland and winning by like 24 points, like no one else in the country does that. Going into South Carolina and winning by like 24 points, no one does that. Like, it's hard when you just get overlooked, but that's the story of this team. Everyone's overlooked all the time. Coach Lee's overlooked. Diego's overlooked. You know, Trey Richardson, you look at him, he was at D3 school, JUCO. Like, everyone on our team's been overlooked, and, you know, it stinks that, you know, we weren't able to do it because we wanted to rub everyone's face and, like, look what we did. And, you know, we believed if we win in the playoffs, we would go win the Natty. Like, that's just who we are, because no one expected us to go 10-2. And then when we did, everyone was like, oh, shoot, what do we do with them now? Like, that wasn't in the plan. You know, they still tried to rank Texas over us, even though they were 9-3. But it's been awesome, and the guys to do it with have been awesome, and just how close we are as a team, as I hit on earlier. There's no one else I'd rather do it with, and, you know, everything happens for a reason. God's perfect, and his timing and his planning are exactly where you need to be. And so we trust in him, and, you know, every opportunity we're given to play football, we can't wait for. So, you know, missing the playoffs, you know, wasn't happy for a day, but then, you know, when we figured out what bowl we were going to, we were super excited just to get another opportunity to play football and just show the college football world what we can do.
Yeah, after Notre Dame denied the request to play in a bowl game, Coach Lee was asked that same day, was there even a thought in your mind that this team would do that and not play a 13th game? And he said, absolutely not. We love football here. Safe to say that that's the case when it comes to the locker room. You guys are excited for that 13th game.
So excited. I mean, that's everything we played for. Like, you go throughout this whole season to get another opportunity for like a postseason. And this is our chance for a postseason. This is all our hard work, and this is what we've earned. You know, we came up short. We had chances to make the playoffs, and we didn't. And now we have another opportunity to go play football, and that's all you could ask for. And, you know, if you come to our practices now, you see it. Like, we love to play football. We love to just talk crap to each other all practice, offense and defense going at it all the time. So, you know, it gives us like 15 more practice opportunities. Those are opportunities that, like, young guys need to get better. Old guys, like, need to get better. But it's like another, like, spring ball or fall camp on the backside, where on some of your veterans you take it a little lighter and just kind of reps, stay in the mode of playing some football. And it's crucial for those young guys. And that's one of the things I hate about, like, teams that opted out. It's like their young guys aren't getting, like, some of the opportunities and reps that they need. They're getting cut short, and it stinks for them. But, you know, I love what Coach Lee's about. It's like there was never even a question falter. And I can't speak to everyone's situation, but that's just who we are. We love to play football, and every opportunity we're going to make the most of.
You mentioned the SEC wins you guys had in the conference this year, and even though LSU wasn't as strong as they have been, even though South Carolina was having a down year, it's all about perspective, right? Even though you guys won pretty dominantly against a lot of SEC teams, but also you have to remember how competitive this conference is. And your athletic director, Candace Story-Lee, brought up such a good point in one of her press conferences ahead of the College Football Playoff Committee's final selections. And she said, hey, just because there's other SEC teams ahead of us in the rankings, don't get SEC fatigue and not allow another team in because we're in the same conference, right? Because, okay, going up against Alabama, that was a tough loss. Her point was, hey, look at the numbers. One, stats, right? Stats over bias. But two, also keep in mind just how competitive this football conference is. Do you kind of agree with the idea that there might have been some SEC fatigue or whatever you want to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, when you just look at the season, like, I've always said the SEC is a mini NFL. It's almost like pre-NFL. Like, it's all the guys that are going to the NFL, and you look at Kentucky, like Kentucky's a heck of a team. Like take Texas into overtime, like they got great players and they just couldn't figure out a way to win some games this year, and having a great win versus Kentucky. But then like people write it off and they're like, oh, Kentucky was like 5-7 this year. And you're like, Kentucky's a really good football team. Like South Carolina, one of the worst teams in the SEC this year. They were a really good football team. They have one of the best players in the country, Lenora Sellers, and they lost to Bama by 2, which they should have won. That's a top 3 win at the time. And then they were up to Texas A&M by like 28 at halftime at Kyle Field. Like, that's a heck of a football team. And just because they lost to us and Bama and Oklahoma and all who are top 50. I think LSU was 7-5, and they lost. All 5 losses were to top 12 teams or top 13 because of us. But you're just like, I mean, they're a really good football team. You can't write off LSU just because all their losses were to us, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama, and Oklahoma. Yeah. Like those are 5 stellar losses, and you know it just stinks that was their schedule this year. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, my goal, as it's always how I wanted it to be, is the best 12 teams make the playoffs. And that's just not the case with how the NCAA does it, and that's the tough part. And, you know, you just got to accept it. Like, however they do it, they do it. They want to give 2 group of 5 teams a chance. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's a good opportunity for them. And it just stinks for us, and we can't wait to go play Iowa. So
yeah, exactly. You still have your 13th game, and the format might change next year. It might change again in the next several years. There's probably no perfect format when it comes to the college football playoffs, and we're going to have to be okay with that. And someone's always going to be disappointed, right?
Always.
You mentioned Diego Pavia earlier and the spark that he brought to Vanderbilt in such a short time. How do you kind of describe his impact on Vanderbilt?
Yeah, he does a great job as a captain and a leader on the team of just like bringing others along with him. It's that belief that he's always had. It's like, I'm going to win. Like before the season, like, hey, when I go win the Heisman this year, like, hey, you want to come to New York? Like before fall camp, and I'm like, yeah, sure, man.
He said that to you before fall camp?
And I'm like, yeah, sure, man. When you're on,
and my gosh.
He just does such good job of like manifesting and believing in himself. Like, and a lot of people have the wrong like mentality on it. Sure, like for other people, it comes off as arrogant, and you know some of the stuff he does, you know, we talk about or whatever, but it's really not. It's confidence. Like he's confident in himself. He's confident what he can do and what we can do as a team. And his belief is just on a different level. And my favorite thing that he's brought to us is just that winning mentality of just never going to quit, never going to be able to lose. And you see it every day, like no matter what it is, like catching marshmallows in your mouth or playing pig in the locker room, like the pig on like a mini hoop or whatever. Yeah. It's like he finds a way to cheat and win at everything. Like even if it's not fair, it's like some way and how he'll twist the rules and bend them or whatever, but he'll win. Basketball, pickup, like his team will win. And that's just something he's brought to us, and it's not that he goes out in the games and cheats or anything, but like there's just things he knows about the game or whatever. It's my favorite thing is a stupid pump fake. Scrolls out right, acts like he does this and tucks and run. Everyone falls for it. We fall for it in practice, and it's just like no one else does that. And he's always just found, because I mean, he's a really talented player, but he's never been the most God-gifted, like, talented player. And so in everything he does in his whole life, he's had to find little ways to, like, figure it out. And he'll figure it out no matter what. No matter what he has to do, he'll do it.
And work hard, whether it's coming in early to practice, coming in, watching tape. The stories of his work ethic have quickly spread throughout the city and beyond. And I'm glad you bring that up. You make a great point about his competitiveness, because that obviously when he's playing on Saturdays, you see it on the field, but his competitiveness off the field is a real thing too. And he took a lot of heat lately because of his reaction to coming up second, which is a huge accomplishment in the Heisman Trophy race. And obviously with his post, a lot of people reacted negatively to that. And I'm sure I don't want to, you can't speak for Pavia, but you could speak towards the teammate he is. And from what you've seen, he's just the ultimate competitor, and he hates losing, probably hates losing more than he loves winning.
No, for sure. I mean, that's the thing is like all of us, like when we win, we celebrate, but like that's what we were supposed to do. But when we lose, it's almost like someone died in there. It's just that hate to lose. And that's what's gotten us so far is we just hate to lose in everything we do. And I mean, some of that stuff is like, he shouldn't have done that and he apologized for it. But it's just that, he had the stats to win and we all thought he should win. And, competitively, like just that hate to lose. And that's just, who he is, and just you can't lose. And, when that does happen, it's hard, but you just got to try to be the bigger guy and, play the next play, do the next right thing the right way is what we say all the time. But, just having him as, a captain, a leader, and just seeing how your best player is one of your best leaders and one of your guys who works the hardest, works harder than anybody else, that's also what has been able to get us this far.
Stay with us. You're listening to the Nashville Game Changers podcast with Vanderbilt linebacker and team captain Langston Patterson. We'll be right back after this. Langston, I would ask you what's next for you, but right now that is a little bit of a question mark because you are a part of a lawsuit with 4 other players asking a federal judge for a 5th year. Talk a little bit about what inspired that lawsuit and what are you hoping for?
Yeah, I mean, just the ability to be able to come back to Vanderbilt and play a 5th year would be huge. It'd be a great opportunity for me just to, get a master's degree and set me up for, football only lasts so long, so help set me up after football. And also just another 5th year, five years of training and doing another off season, another season would be super beneficial. And honestly, like, I just want to do it for the guys on the team. Like, I've came to Vanderbilt, I've poured my all into Vanderbilt, and I just want to give even more. Like we went from 5-7, 2-10, and now we're 10-2. It's like, and I just want to help sustain that, keep it going, like. Because, we graduate a lot of people and, having Diego gone, Jordan White gone, some of your big impact players, anything I can do to stick around and, because, 4 years isn't a lot. And a lot of people in college do have the opportunity to be able to play 5 years, just redshirt and stuff like that. So I'd love the opportunity as well just to play 5 years and, help out Vandy and also give myself a great opportunity at the next level and, even for life after football.
And it's important to note that you've played all 4 years at Vanderbilt, and even your freshman year, even though you weren't starting at linebacker, you were still contributing on special teams and still making an impact there. And for people that don't understand, the redshirt rule or really football, football is a very important sport when it comes to getting that time and that experience, right? And if a coach says, hey, we need you on special teams and you're only playing, your impact might not be as big as, right, a starting linebacker or the starting quarterback, you're still making an impact, but that counts towards your eligibility. And I think especially with football, when those reps and experience are so important at that young age, that 5th year is a huge help.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, coming in as a freshman, hoping to play early. Didn't get the chance, but, did everything I could to just help the team. That's who I am. That's who I've always been. And, when you help out the team best you can, you get on punt, you get on punt return, you get on kickoff, and you just run and play as hard as you can. And that's what I did, but, eventually it took a year away from me and me being able to help out the team long term. But it was depth we needed at the time, my freshman year. If I would have came in now, with all the depth and the good players we had, that probably wouldn't have been a conversation. But
They needed you.
They needed me. I was one of our better players on special teams that year. Made a lot of tackles, and
Did you consider redshirting your freshman year?
I did initially want to, or just had the conversation with the special teams coach about it. And he just said that I was valuable on special teams and I couldn't redshirt.
What are you going to tell coach that says he needs you, right?
And that's who I've always been, as someone who just does everything the best I can possibly be. And I didn't see myself playing. Anthony was a great player. My brother was a great player, Kane, and Ethan was a great player. And I knew I wasn't going to see the field that year at linebacker, and knew, maybe on the backside I could be a more valuable part of the team. And so we did have that conversation, and we came to a conclusion that I was very valuable on special teams. And, I took that wholeheartedly and worked as hard as I could to be the best player I could be on special teams. And, now to deal with that issue is, a little different, but, just grateful for all the snaps, all the reps that I've gotten over my career, because so many things can happen. It's a crazy game. Your career can be taken for any second. And so I just thank God every day for every opportunity and every blessing he's gifted me with. And, I try not to take anything for granted, any second, every hour. Like, just being grateful and present where your feet are, I think is just huge. And so many times I think we're just caught, just running around like chickens with our heads cut off, just chasing the next thing. And a lot of times we forget to just be present and be grateful for where we are, and, how much work you put in to be where you are. And look at you. Having your own podcast, and great setup. Just how awesome is this to have people on your show and just be awesome. And just sometimes just take a step back and be grateful for everything you have, because it's so hard. It's so hard to be successful in life, and so hard to just have all these unique things. So, as much as I can be like, oh, I wish I would have redshirted. Also, I'm grateful for the freshman year I had, and that I was able to benefit the team in any way. It just, stinks that it did take a year away, and, that's why I'm fighting for it now. So.
Well, I hope, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that hopes this, I hope the federal judge is able to grant you that fifth year. It also opened the door for a lot of other athletes, not just football players, but other college athletes as well. So we'll certainly follow that case, but best of luck.
Yes, ma'am.
Langston, before we let you go, it's obviously the holidays, Christmas, New Year's Eve, all that fun stuff. What is it like in the Patterson house this time of year for the holidays? Because you're one of four
boys. Yes, ma'am.
You're the second oldest. You have your older brother, Kane. You have your two younger brothers, Preston and Rawls, who are both at CPA. Phenomenal football players.
Phenomenal.
I've been covering them all football season, just as I have your entire family. And then, your dad, Wes, a former Alabama football player as well. Safe to say football runs in your family?
Yes, ma'am. Whether it's my dad, he played at Bama. My uncle played at Kentucky. My great uncle, or my grandfather's brother, played at Arkansas, Uncle Tim. But, Kane played at Clemson. The twins are going to go play somewhere. I play at Vandy. Super football household, and that's just always been something we did. We've been a football family. We have a little, I have a little nephew running around now. Kane has a kid. So, just putting a ball in his hand, making him try to throw it to us and stuff like that, trained him up young. But everything we've always done revolves kind of around sports and competition, and football especially. And it's been awesome. It's been a bond between us brothers and my dad, and sometimes my mom gets left out, but she's had to learn a lot about football. She does good. So
she's probably, let's be honest, she's probably the glue of this whole football family,
no
right?
Doubt.
The operation.
No
yes.
doubt. She kind of, whatever mom wants, mom gets. We've always wanted to, I don't know. I don't. It's never really been a possibility, but we always thought it'd been funny to have a little girl running around the house too, just
playing
for my
football.
mom.
Yeah.
And we thought Kane's kid was going to be a girl for a while there. So, someone's gonna have to give her a friend once in a while, but
sooner or later. What about? I'm just imagining you guys all at Christmas dinner at a table, and the amount of food the Patterson family consumes. I'm assuming that your mom probably slaves away in the kitchen a lot of the time, feeding her football boys.
It's like double. My mom and my dad both go at it. So if you get a chance to see her around, ask her what the grocery bill was a month. It was pretty expensive every month. But my dad hammers out the steaks. It's almost always steak. That's just kind of what we go to. And my mom does all the sides, whether it's mashed potatoes, pasta, usually a mix, some bread. She's always in the kitchen grinding. And, all four boys would say a lot of our successes came from mom. She always just been our biggest cheerleader and our biggest helper. When we were in high school, she'd always pack us a cooler and make sure we eat our cooler. It's full of snacks just to put on weight, gain weight. Get big, but she's done everything, and she's the best mom in the world. So,
well, she's definitely going to have to listen to this episode. That's for
yes,
sure.
ma'am.
Make it all the way to the end. Langston, this has been so much fun. I feel like we could keep talking forever. But before we let you go, let's finish with our, in my opinion. You've obviously had some great opinions so far today, but what's been something that's been on your mind lately? Doesn't have to be football related. What's your opinion?
My opinion probably is that, no matter where you're at in life, that Jesus should come first. He should be your priority, and just putting all your faith in him takes all the pressure off your life. There's a verse that talks about all your worries and all your fears, and if he wants your burdens and he wants all the bad stuff that happens in your life, and if you just give them to him, then he'll make your rest light, and he'll take on the burdens. And that's just something I try to do in my life. Like, my faith comes first, and that's just allowed. I used to suffer with not suffer, but I used to deal with anxiety pretty bad. Just separation anxiety from my parents. It was something I struggled with as a kid, just growing up. It was really hard, and I didn't know why I dealt with it, or I just kind of questioned, like, God, like, why would you give me this? It was hard for me, but, just going to God and praying to God and putting that burden on him, I was able to get over it through prayer, through my faith, and just knowing that as long as I'm a son of the King, like, nothing else matters, and it allows you to just enjoy every second, enjoy every day. And I talked about it before, just be present and just make other people's days better. And just through little interactions you have, because, that's all the power you got. Your time on earth here is really goes by really fast. Like, I'm 22 years old, and it feels like I can remember my first grade teacher in my class like it was yesterday. It all goes by super fast, so just take every opportunity you have to make a positive impact on other people and just serve other people the best way you can.
We certainly need some more light, some more positivity in this world on a regular basis from more people, and I think there's no question that you are an incredible light, not just on the football team, not just here in Nashville, but your impact in a short 22 years has been pretty impressive, Langston. So thank you for everything you do. Thanks for coming on and talking to us. Best of luck, obviously, with the ReliaQuest Bowl, and best of luck with everything you have going in your life. You are a Nashville game changer, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thanks so much for listening to the Nashville Game Changers podcast. We're going to take a little break for the holidays and return after the new year, but we want to thank you for your support in our first year of this show. We couldn't do it without you. Be sure to check out some of the other episodes you might have missed. You can find them on our social media pages or on YouTube. And when you're there, please like and subscribe. Happy New Year.